I don't know about you guys, but that convention was, excuse me, what? I'm out of this freaking world with everything that was announced. To anyone that missed it, I hope you guys were on the recap call yesterday. If you weren't, it's on the website. You can go and watch the recordings. I'm gonna start this call very quickly because the first speaker that we have, I don't even know at this point, like I don't know how to start. And I don't know why I get shocked because I know this person's qualities and I know how he is and how he acts. But I just got a message earlier today saying that he's sick. And of course my first thought was, okay, all good, let him rest, let him breathe, let him just recharge from everything. Like, I understand it's easy getting sick when you've been around a lot of people. And he goes, no, of course, I'll still do the call. I would like to, just do it for a little shorter than I was planning on. And I was like, you sure, sir? Like, if you want to, you can rest. It's completely fine. But, it speaks a lot about the human that he is. And we all know who it is, okay? You guys are gonna find out. When I start my edification, you guys are gonna find out who it is. But, I'm beyond grateful that he even takes his time still, because I know that you've probably heard this on a lot of calls, like, oh, he doesn't need to be here, he doesn't need to do this, he doesn't have to do these events or jump on these calls, and that's true 100%. But when you get to know him and you get to know his heart and you get to know his vision, you understand why he's doing this. Because in the end of the day, it's not about the money anymore. It's not about what check is hitting the account. It's about the impact and the amount of lives that he can change. Guys, Richard came from a small village in Germany, and the only thing he had was big dreams. Drop a number one in the chat if you're from a small city. Drop a number one in the chat. But he's not even from a small city. Like, I know that at one point he had a team of 15,000 people inside of his organization, right? He had more people inside of his organization than people that actually lived in his village, okay? Like, I say I come from a small city, but it lives 100K in that city, you know what I mean? But Richard has created over 26 figure earners. Over, okay? And the one thing that I admire so much is that he did not only come in and absolutely dominate this industry, but he took this industry and he said, hey, I'm gonna do something more. Hey, I wanna expand, I wanna explore, I wanna do more things beyond network marketing. Everyone knows Dubai, right? You guys know the city, you guys know the place. Have you guys heard about Dubai Mall? He owns one of the restaurants inside of that mall. He has one of the biggest restaurants in Dubai Mall. That's his, okay? If you don't know, if you've never heard about it, search up Trove. Okay, awesome. If you ever go by Dubai, you have to go check it out, okay? But in the end of the day, if it wasn't for Richard, we wouldn't have been here. The Scandinavian team would have literally not existed if it wasn't for him. Okay? He joined. Ooh, I was about to say your another name. But actually he did. He joined I Mastery Academy back then. He didn't join Iyovia, but he joined I Mastery Academy back then, and he went from 0 to chairman 50. Okay, so he basically, guys, listen to this. Listen really carefully. He started making more money than the average person does in 2 years. Like, I say this sentence, I'm like, there's just no way. But I don't want to just sit and talk about the numbers and the accomplishments. For me, I appreciate the most the heart that he has and the leadership that he has, and just the way he talks and the way he would sit down. If you ever had a one-on-one conversation with him, you know how much he's right there in the present talking to you. You don't see him getting distracted. You don't see him like looking around or doing something else. You don't see him taking up his phone and doing a bunch of things. If you're sitting down and having a conversation with him, he's looking you dead in the eye and he's 100% there answering your questions and being with you. That is something you cannot find with a lot of people. A lot of leaders, a lot of people nowadays, they get distracted like this, right? Someone walks by and they're like, "Ooh," and he doesn't. He's just fully there, and that's something for me that I admire so much, because a person at his level and a person with his schedule, to be completely honest with you guys, sitting and just talking and just being there and helping out of a pure heart is very, very rare. So I'm so grateful, Rich, that you're taking your time to jump on. I know that you're not maybe feeling as good as you usually are. So we are super blessed. We're super grateful, guys. Spam a lot of love for Rich in the chat. Absolutely go crazy. I'm gonna make you co-host. So just in case you wanna share your screen or do anything, but we're ready for you. We're excited, and I hope. Let's see if I can get you on here.
Oh, nice, perfect. Right here. Great to see you, Helen, and happy to be here with you guys.
Let's see. I'm gonna pin you.
Recording in progress.
There you go. The stage is yours, my brother.
Nice, perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks for the warm introduction, and welcome to tonight's call. Like Helen said, I'm quite sick. Right when I came back from Mexico, I got sick, and I also had like some not so positive news on family side. Someone in my family is in the hospital, like quite heavily, and I also went there 2 days ago. But still, like what Helen also mentioned, and I think this counts for anything in life. When you have responsibilities and you have commitments, you should be there like 100% and take care of it. You know, being on the call, even though taking the time sometimes is difficult, it's not a big commitment. And I understand that many of you guys are doing a lot more to work on your business and your dreams. And I know also how I felt and how I was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, how I was building the business. So it's the smallest commitment also that I can do to be here with you guys. And also after what's happened with the new announcements and just based on timing and cycles, I know it's very, very important for me to be here for you guys and in general to just paint a little bit of the vision and to paint a little bit of the picture. So basically what Helen said, it's true and most people cannot believe it. I barely can believe it now after like a couple of years, but to be honest, starting in this industry and being there, and Mark Aceta, like one of the best coaches and legends in this industry also said it. It's like to be there at the right time and the right opportunity and also to be with the right people is two of three parts to be successful in this specific business. But number three, to actually realize you're there and to take massive action at the same time. So to understand your environment and your surrounding and your timing and your opportunity and to go and put yourself in a position to win is key. And I think in this day and age, like 2024, it's more important than ever. Helen is also right, like money-wise, I would not have to do this. But also money-wise and business-wise, I understand again the timing and opportunity we have right now. So yes, my trades that I made like in the last week on crypto have been going amazing. Like just for a point of reference, while we were standing on stage to celebrate the end of the event on Tuesday, one of my Ethereum trades went from 40,000 euros negative to like 85,000 positive, like just on in the time while we were on stage. So it was like a big moment to celebrate for everyone, not just the new company. And yeah, I also want for you guys to have the same opportunities because yes, basically my life evolved and I have like big responsibilities and also big challenges to handle right now. But it's much better than the challenges I had like 8 years ago where you're wondering, are you even going to be in a good financial situation? And I was just listening to a podcast 2 days ago, guys, that we're the first generation, like my generation, I just turned 30 this year, is the first generation in like the last three generations that has gone backwards. So normally you would think about like if you look up in your family tree, you know, you have your great grandparents, then you have your grandparents, then you have your parents, then you. Like normally there's some evolution, you know. My mom is doing a bit better than my grandparents was doing. Not massively better, but they're doing better. And just because of technology and everything in the world and society evolving, they're doing better and they have more assets, I would say, in the better lifestyle. But now this generation that's coming up and that's like growing like between 25 to 40 right now is the first generation that in most cases made a step backwards from their parents. And I don't know how it is for you. I don't know how it is for the people in your environment. But that alarmed me because I didn't really realize this. I'm doing much better than my mom. My mom's not doing bad. Like she's not, financially fully incompetent. But also like there's a big gap between me and her, and I think it's normal. I'm thinking like the opportunities we have nowadays is much better, but the job market actually got worse. And the statistics is this: in 1993, so 30 years ago, 85% of the 30-year-olds, so people my age, lived on their own. 85%. Nowadays, it's only 64. So it's like almost 40% of people that are 30 years old who are like normally out of college already, have a job development, whatever, everything done and should stand on their own feet, are still living with another roommate or with their family. And also marriage back then, like 30 years ago, 80% of the people at my age were married. Now it's 47%. Kids used to be 60%. Now it's 32%. So what's happening? Basically, our population, especially in the more financially or economical important countries, basically all of us in Europe, we make less babies. Why? The population is collapsing because most of the people in their 20s, they barely have enough money to survive. They're not living and thriving and living how they want to live. And on top of that, now they're in a situation where they have to think about babies. Like everybody realizes they're not in a position to actually do this. Even home ownership went from like 50, 55% to 30%. So if I'm looking at the numbers, when I started in this industry 10 years ago, when I learned about network marketing, affiliate marketing, making money online, building your business, everybody acted like I was taking a big risk to do the business and to invest my money in trading and to find alternative ways. I'm telling you right now, everyone that's not doing this, and it doesn't need to be specifically in our group, but everybody that's not looking for an extra income stream right now online, learning how to trade, learning how to leverage crypto. Guys, like there's people making crazy amounts of money in the markets. And I'm not like trying to hype you up with like people making millions of dollars. And actually what Helen said like earlier, like some of the numbers are even much higher, like just in my like network organization, I think we had like 25 chairmans and above, so minimum six-figure earners. I have multiple people from my organization that made more than $1 million. I hope he's not mad at me, but for example, Marvin, I'm gonna spill his beans a little bit, made like 2 million in 6 years working with us. There's some people that performed even better, for example, Maurice, but also some other guys as well that we're not currently working with, but also like contributed to the success of the team tremendously. And I'm honestly telling you guys, like, it's not about those big numbers. Wherever you are right now, it's your time to make a goal and to set the goal for the next 12 months or maybe even 24 months and work as hard as possible to get there. Because I talked to some of my friends and experts in the AI space. So not just Chris and the guys from Iyovia have been getting deep into AI, but a lot of people, I mean, you guys see it all over from 2 years ago, first having conversations with ChatGPT. Now it exploded. I met some guys in Miami 2, 3 weeks ago. They're building technology that OpenAI doesn't even have, where they build basically a swarm of AIs. Everybody can build their own GPT, which I don't know if you guys came to Mexico, if you were there. I think Ari was speaking about it somewhere. And we're also going to integrate that into Iyovia. So that's going to be one of the most interesting things also for each and every single one of you guys. Imagine you can build your own chat GPT in your own platform, feed it with the information that's important for you and your personal life and what are your tendencies and what you care about and so on and so forth. And it can literally do tasks for you so you can build your AI twin. And this guy that I met, he built a way how a GPT model, so an agent is formulating a task and giving it to other agents and those agents do the work. So it's going to go to like the next level where AI and robots can work as their own organization. You're going to see billion-dollar companies with like 5 employees. You know, WhatsApp, I think, went to a couple $1 billion with like 17 employees. That was Web 2. Now we have Web 3 plus AI. And to be honest, I know it's a lot of like crazy information and technology and it's moving so fast. Like even I don't fully understand everything that's happening all the time. What I understood very early on is to position myself in this industry. So when I saw trading and forex trading and online trading in 2015, I was overwhelmed, I was shocked, but I was like, okay, let me figure this out. From this in 2015, we launched two different projects, two different trading education companies, and both of them became nine-figure companies making hundreds of millions per year in revenue. And basically from this, we built like a huge network of success in like the online marketing world, you know? And what I'm realizing right now and why it's also so important that I'm on this call with you guys and why I'm also understanding the positioning and timing for each and every single one of you and myself and the whole industry right now is we're going to do the same thing we did basically from 2015 to 2017. I was not with IM, but I was in a competing company. We basically built the two strongest movements, came together, and then did like $1.5 billion in the last 7 years, where almost 200 million came from our organization directly. So imagine what's going to happen now with like a stronger team, a bigger team, AI enhanced. We're going to have literally AI that's going to help us trade. Imagine like one of your favorite educators on the trading side is sleeping because it's 3 a.m. in the US, but you can talk to an AI that's basically replying as if it was Brandon Boyd personally. That's the power of AI that we have and what we're going to do just on this sector, and which is going to blow people's mind. And also the whole idea of having a new brand and a fresh face is going to attract a lot of people because you see people in this industry, mm, they're always looking for the shiny object. They're always looking for a new compensation plan. They're looking for this, for that. Like some of these people, they just need change. And now you guys can also use it as an opportunity to get the attention, and attention is one of the most valuable things we have in this day and age right now. It's attention. You get free attention. That was one of the strategies of the rebrand of the company. And it's very, very important for you guys to see this like in the Scandinavian market. I think most of you guys are on Scandinavia right now. I know some of you also want to build in the Balkan markets. I see them also in the chat right now, actually, or on the screen. So those markets are very, very interesting and very, very strong to build because people are looking for opportunity. They're already like used to crypto. There's been a lot of opportunities that have been shared with the communities. It's important to set something like a place, an opportunity where people can come home to. You know, that's what everybody loves going to. And for this, the basis will be education. So we've been working since the end of summer also on some very, very interesting. There was basically independent of the whole brand change of IM. We worked on an extra tool that we can give to the German market, but also to the Scandinavian, English speaking, Swedish speaking, Danish speaking, and Finnish market. Also to give you guys extra tools, extra trainings. Imagine how cool it would be if you can sign someone up and you can have them trained by Alex Morton himself personally. Imagine an AI and videos interacting with the new customer, with the new networker that comes into the business, and they're going to be interacting with Alex and they can ask him questions, you know, because mm, we all have walked these steps. Alex Morton didn't join this industry and he made like 1 million per month. You know, he joined this industry. I remember his first year in the game. I think he was making $10,000, you know, and he became one of the most successful people in the entire space. It's crazy because I still remember watching him on like Facebook in 2014, 2015. That's what you also need to realize. Times are changing. We're going to have a tool and a vehicle that's going to be hypercharged at this point. You know, it's going to be much stronger than before. Everybody's going to be interested in AI tools. So that should be something that you include also in your marketing. And then it's to understand the timing and positioning that you have, because no matter what you did in the past business, no matter what I did in the past business, I joined IM, I made like Chairman 10 in the first month, Chairman 25 in the third month. You know, now I also need to repeat like certain steps and confirm that what we did in the past can work out. But if anything that happened in the past is like an indicator for what will happen in the future, and you know, we're definitely at the right time and with the right people and we have the right opportunity. But now it's about every single one of us to understand this. So that's why it's important also for me to understand, you know, if I'm sick, am I going to show up on the call or not? And that's the things that you also need to realize because the sacrifices I brought to go from my village to build this business, then to go into other industries and succeed there, it was not by taking every day off. Sometimes you're gonna miss like important days just to get your tasks and your accomplishments done. That's why I also want you guys to set a specific goal for the next 12 months, not just the next 3 months. Make a 12-month commitment. We're gonna launch this whole movement on 11/11. It's basically tomorrow, guys. Then we have a full run of like 6 weeks until the end of the year. Then we have the launch event end of January in a city close to you. I don't know if it's going to be exactly in your city, but it's going to be in a city close to you for sure. And I will make a commitment also for you guys to be there. I have some big things on my schedule for January, but I know it's key. We have to position ourselves in the right way, and we want to bring the best people for you, to bring the best education, and then we want you guys to be able to run. To for you guys to be confident and move with conviction, because it's all about the next like 6 to 12 months for every single one of you guys. And in the first 6 to 12 months in our previous launch, we already had about like 10 new six-figure earners. And before I joined that group, I think I had like one or two six-figure earners before you know. So now I'm also anticipating that in the next 12 months, we're going to have at least 10 new six-figure earners. And I'm very positive and I'm very sure that from this organization, at least from this group that's here on this call, we're going to have at least three. And it doesn't need to be like the people that have done well before in the past. It can be someone entirely new. It can be someone that signs up in 4 months and hits titanium in 8 months. The timing and how it's gonna pan out is always changing. And I'm very, very happy for your group to have this opportunity because as far as I know, and as far as I've been able to observe, you guys have also been through a lot of ups and downs. Like the person that I originally started with in Scandinavia, I don't even know exactly what happened to him, honestly, but he was a very good friend and I still like him a lot. Mm. But crazy what happened there. And I just read the post like online by a leader from a different company, and he also talked about the most important thing is not even getting to like 10,000 per month. The most important thing is to not lose your mind once you make successful income and create something. And I've thought about it and I realized this once I hit 10, 15,000 per month in this industry, I started saving my money. I was still wearing like H&M and Zara every day. I saved my money until I made like 100K in my bank. And then I started investing into crypto. Then my crypto did like more than my network income. And since then I was always just like, okay, invest here, build smart businesses and make a move that's good for me, my family, the people around me, and also my reputation, which is quite important. Because you can become the biggest success story in 2 years, and you can also lose your face in 2 months. I've seen people in a previous company, and I want to like talk with you guys like quite open because you've also probably had some ups and downs in your business or watched some uplines going down, whatever. I don't even know, but it's like crazy things that happen. And I've seen people who were newer in the industry than me, and I was always like one big success story. They joined in the same company in IM. They hit like 700,000 per month in income and lost everything in a year. And then, I don't know, started like trying to scam people. It's like crazy. And I think that's also very important. So that's why I want to take this upfront for you guys. It's not important how successful you become after like 10, 15,000 per month, you don't really have a difference. You don't need a business class flight unless you're like over 185. Yes, maybe you need it. Over 190, 195 for sure you need it. But besides that, you don't need this. You don't need the most fancy cars and watches and whatever because it's just things. The most important thing is health and, happiness around you. But what's key to understand is you can achieve the success but how you get there is much more important. So start in your mind already to put yourself in a position of success. What would you do? What's your definite goal for the next 12 months? And how you get there? don't even focus too much on the how. Just focus on what you really want, what you really desire, and make sure that the way that you get there, you don't stomp over other people, or you fuck other people up, or you do something that's against your nature or against your morals or against your ethics. You just need to be confident in what you do. And I want you guys to realize Iyovia can be this basically extra step, that third person that can give you more confidence, because we're launching something new, we're launching something fresh. And in the same way, you can also launch and transform yourself and launch a fresh version of yourself. Because the version that I was 10 years ago here in my village to that version that was here after 2 years trying to make my first moves in the industry, to me coming back 5 years ago, to me being here now basically 10 years after I joined this industry, with everything that I experienced, all the ups and downs. But at the end, I cannot speak anything negative. My success was more overwhelming than any negativity that happened. But I'm also transforming into a more evolved version, into a more mature version, and you can do this as well. And the best way to showcase this is also to use your social media. It's the most powerful tool we have. And I'm also working on, especially for the Danish market, you guys will be surprised, to bring you guys some interesting updates for the social media space. And I hope it can also work for the rest of Scandinavia, because the guy, he speaks good English, so it should work. And I want you guys to like really be focused on this goal. Don't look at where you are right now. Don't look at your current lifestyle. Don't look at your current like basically situation and environment that you have. See yourself like a butterfly, you know, and think about how you want to live in 12 months. And this is the easy way. It's the nice way, it's the good cop way. There's also the bad cop way, which is based on the figures that I gave you earlier. We have billions of robots powered by AI. We're gonna have basically just Tesla robots, like billions of robots, smarter than us, faster than us, stronger than us, flooding the job market. So I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know what the people in your environment are doing right now. But if you have a job, or the people around you have a job, and I see thousands of people each and every month who are still working jobs, and I see them and I know the job's not going to be here 5 to 10 years from now. And then they're going to push everyone into universal basic income, and then you're basically not free anymore. That's the reality of how it is. Because then if you go against the government, you're not going to get your income anymore. If you are in that situation, you cannot use public transportation, your passport's not going to work, all this crazy stuff. And 5 or 10 years ago, I didn't think they're going to push through with this agenda. But now, just because of how the economy works, I cannot even imagine anything else. So now is the time for you to get free, to do everything to get your family free, and to take as many people as possible with you. And if you're going to do it with Iyovia, I don't know. I don't care. But you should make this decision for yourself. It's the most important decision in your life. It's the same decision I did 10 years ago. And it takes some time to see the results. It took a couple of months for me to understand the game. It took a couple of years to make a couple thousand per month in income. But then if you build the right foundation based on knowledge, based on trust, based on confidence and trust in your own abilities, the most important things you can have is trust and respect. You need trustful people around you. You need some people that you can respect, and you need some character and competence that you develop to sustain in the future that we're going into. And for most people, or for some people, it might sound a little bit scary or like not so nice. But I think we're already living in a reality where most people are not living the way that they want to live. And one of the things that always gave me power, and one of the things that always gave me hope, and this, I would say, some form of inspiration, was that each person that I share this information with, that understands the information, that works on it and works on themselves and just does a little bit, I'm able to help them. In the last bull run, in the last crypto bull run, you need to realize, like, we have literally events. I just spoke about it with Maurice. By the way, it's his birthday today, so I hope you already sent him a message. Um, he said he was at events, I think even in Scandinavia with you guys, where he told people to buy Solana at $10, and then a couple of months later it was at over $100. I have people like this also where I told them specifically to buy cryptocurrency and they like 10x, 20x their holdings and it was life-changing income for them. So that's one of the things why it's so important. Like maybe you're not going to be profitable every single month. I hope AI can help us to be better at this, but even the best hedge funds and the best like traders and VCs are not always profitable in the markets. But if you stay smart, you invest smart, you work on your income, you share the information, and you get to work, you're gonna have some plays that are home runs. And I had the same thing, I had some investments where I lost $250,000, Maybe it's gonna come back, maybe not. We all invested in some shit coins. Um, and it happens. It is what it is. What's the most important thing I realized in business is if you have a disappointment and you have a loss, not to get distracted by it and not to go into this like deep depression and everything's bad and I'm shit and blah, blah, blah. No, you need to do mistakes. You need to lose. You need to miss one shot. It's completely normal. But now is not the time to worry about your field goal percentage. Now it's not important to think about how many shots you hit. Now it's all about how many shots you can take. And I'm believing 100% that we should also use the power of timing we have partnering with Mark Aceta. I heard about this gentleman already in 2015. Now 9 years later to work with him and partner with him and him having like dinners with us, like him being there and actually wanting to spending time with us. It's one of the biggest things you can use. And when you have like Alex and Matt and Mark and like also Marvin and myself coming to your countries, use the time, take a cool camera, make some nice content, make some pictures, like share who you're working with and why you're getting inspired by people with your social media page. Look at how people are building their and growing their social medias and emulate them, focus on improving yourself each and every single month. If people look on your page shouldn't look the same way like it looked 6 months ago or like 12 months ago. Evolution is important, transformation is important. I want you guys to realize this timing because also Alex Morton, I mean, this guy is just a beast. Maybe it's also his last run where he's gonna go all in. Guys like traveling all over the place, like doing 10 countries in like, I don't know, 20 days. And the older I get, the more I appreciate those things. When I was young, I just wanted to hustle and grind myself. And I was like, yeah, it's self-explanatory that these guys come because we do big events and whatever. Now I start to appreciate those things a lot more. And I'm very happy to launch this movement here with you guys. Like I said, we're gonna have some interesting things on the team building side and how you're gonna have like more access to all these amazing coaches and mentors and have like their videos and their trainings with you at all times and also like AI versions of them coming soon for sure. But what I'm most excited about is that you guys have a very, very strong foundation in your local markets, but also you all speak like quite good English based on like conversations we have on like WhatsApp or in person. And I'm very sure you guys can take this to like a lot of countries around the world as well. In that sense, you guys are even, I think, better prepared than my German squads. I always have like some people that are quite strong on social media. Some like Marvin, who like saw what I did in the past and they do it even better and like very consistent and stuff. And then I'm wondering sometimes why most of my German squad, they haven't leveraged their social media to like a higher level. With you guys, I think you're doing an amazing job also with the language. You're much better in English. So I'm very, very glad to see and get back into the trenches with you guys and launching new markets, new countries. So we're gonna come for sure like end of January to like one big city in Scandinavia. And then for the rest of 2025, get me busy, guys. Like I'm quite like when we launched IM 7 years ago, I was on the road for like 6, 7 months at a time. And then I was chairman 50. So what I can tell you guys is if you put like similar action, I'm not telling you that you can go chairman 50 in like 6 months because I already was well prepared. I joined with 15 core people in the beginning. We had 80 people in the first week, 600 at the end of the first month. Now we're launching with a much bigger group and a much stronger group, and we understand the game much better. So I'm guessing that like some people in my current organization will hit like a ambassador, which is 50,000 per month in the next like 6 to 12 months. We're gonna have a lot of titaniums. So if you want to be one of those titaniums, it's important to step a level up for sure. And it's comes mostly with personal development, like your mind. I think a lot of you guys have done a lot of like growing because you guys had crazy momentum. Then it was like a bit shaky. And I know in those shaky times, if you do the work, if you do the personal development, that's when you learn the most. You will learn like what's your strength, what your weaknesses, what you need to improve on. We all know, like my best mentor is me 10 years ago. I already know what I'm doing wrong. There's nothing that an Alex Morton could tell me. Like that's why I don't even ask like those guys for advice on the day-to-day stuff. Because for them to understand what I do on a day-to-day is almost impossible. And I want to like really get you guys on the same level. Like become your best mentor and use your uplines to work and use us to work. Yeah, like if you have some strong people where you don't feel confident to close them by yourself, or you don't want to annoy any one of your current team or your uplines and you want to ask me directly or whatever, do it, you know. That's what we did. That's how we close some leaders. We bring them on calls with like Jason or Matt or Alex or whatever. Back then we used Johnny and Julian a lot. You know, people used me to close all their leaders. You know, like most of the like titaniums that we had in the organization, I personally enrolled or closed for my people. So let's do the same here. If you have some strong guys, let's close them out. Use the blitzes that we have this week with Alex. And yeah, that's basically it. We've been already on the call quite some time. Take crypto serious, you know. As no financial advice, I'm not a crypto educator, but I think now from 80K to 100K, we should move quite free flowly. I mean, I've been trading like on the Bitcoin since like 59,000 when we broke and we were like close to 70K. I was already quite sure that once we break 70, we do a new all-time high. Once we do new all-time high, it's going to go to 80K. Once we break 80K, we should go to 100, maybe even 120 over the next 6 to 12 months as well. So use crypto and use AI for marketing purposes. Use crypto to grow your portfolio. Be smart. Save wherever you can save. You know, imagine every single dollar that you save right now can be $2 a year from now. And besides that, I'm happy to pass the mic to one of your leaders, one person that, I mean, all three of the leaders that I've seen on the flyer are amazing people. You know, I love them dearly.